3, 2, 1. Hello.
Hi, man.
Hi. Hi, Adam. Good evening. Thank you so much for
No, it's like pointing the camera and
Okay, Adam. So
Yeah,
let me
what's up?
tell you about what this whole thing's about. So I think you're interesting. I think you're one of my coolest, not lame classmates. We'll
Not
edit that out
lame.
later.
Not lame.
You're always very kind to me when we meet up. We have a good
Cool,
time.
yeah.
And so there's a couple things I want to talk to you about. Thank you for
Yeah,
doing
cool,
this. Okay, so let's talk about you and your drumming. Okay, so you are, in my opinion, you're one of the best drummers I know.
thank you.
That I know personally.
That's very kind. Yeah.
I feel like it's a privilege to know you because you
thanks,
are
man.
so active in the industry. It's a privilege that I can call you my friend.
Oh, cool.
Like, when I'm talking to people, I can say, hey, I know Adam Shah.
Yeah.
I think you've a lot of exposure, a lot of experience in the
yeah.
music industry. And I think you have a lot of insight to share. I think there's a lot of things that people can learn. People who are thinking about
Doing it.
or people who just want to know more. I think you
Yeah.
have a lot to share. So let me tell you about the first time. Do you remember the first time I saw you drumming?
Was he in school? I can't remember. I mean, I started playing drums when I was 12, and I think we were already friends then.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I can't even remember. Was it in like school music class?
Okay, so the first time I saw you,
Yeah.
were so this was before I ever picked up drumming,
Mm.
and we went to your house and you were playing on these practice pads that you had rented or something.
Oh, wow. That's a throwback, man. I only started doing stuff like that in
Primary 6?
Sec 1.
Okay, so that was maybe
Because
after.
I remember very distinctly, like, I only started playing drums after PSLE.
Yeah, and then I think at the time I hadn't picked it up. I would pick it up a year later, and then that year later we would also be in the
Because
same
serving in
class.
church and stuff like that, right? Yeah.
I mean, I just saw people drumming. I wanted to look cool.
That's also technically one of the reasons why I started playing drums.
Yeah.
Because I saw someone else doing it and I was like, wow, I didn't want to be less cool than that person, and I thought I could do a better job. So actually a lot of the things we do maybe as teens is like out of spite. Like our sense of competition is so in the forefront of our minds because like we're kids and all we want to do is just outdo each other because like that's how the world tells us to be, right?
Yeah, competitive.
Yeah. So I wouldn't change anything about why I started playing drums,
Yeah.
but I've been playing drums 20 years really, man. Well, we're all 32 already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I started December 1999 lah.
So give us a list of people you've played for.
Oh, so Charlie Lim, I've been playing for Charlie about 10 years now. I started playing for him in 2010, end of 2010. So 10 years anniversary of our friendship.
So do you guys have like a cake?
No lah, just a hang, I guess.
Yeah.
Who else do I play for, or have I played for? The notable ones lah. Sam Willows,
Yeah.
obviously. For about 5 years. Yeah, because I played drums for Sam Willows from 2013 until like halfway to 2017. I would say I stopped playing for them. Sezairi, right now still playing for Sezairi now, which is cool. Lin Ying, I did Lin Ying for a while.
Okay.
For about 3 years, I think, give or take. Who else, man? Like so much like Chua,
Yeah.
Ming Bridges.
Mm.
I've done some stuff with Vanessa Fernandez's one of her groups called October.
Yeah.
It's more of like a dark electronic kind of music thing. I did a couple of shows with Olivia Ong also, so more Chinese music.
Yeah.
Also, yeah. Yeah, like a lot of like one-off things here and there.
Yeah.
But these are like the ones that really stick out in my mind lah. There aren't as many opportunities as there were, let's say, maybe 4 years ago, 2015. Yeah. I feel like there was this big ramp up to SG50. Lots of money was being doshed out for like entertainment and like events and stuff. And then like right after 2015, like it took a dip. And it's been on a downward trend ever since, I feel.
The music industry in Singapore.
Yeah. Because like we've been going through like a soft recession
Yeah.
ever since 2015, right? So it's like the first thing that goes anyway is like always entertainment, arts, whatever things, right?
So before that, you felt like the government was pushing a bit more.
No, I wouldn't say it's the government. I'm just saying like there was a lot of fervor, not just from the government, but from everybody. You know what I mean? For the SG50 thing, and then like after that, it just kind of took a nosedive.
Yeah.
Or a very slow nosedive lah. I wouldn't say there's no scene. I wouldn't say there are no opportunities. I'm just saying there are less. Yeah, because like in 2017, okay, so let's just say in 2017 I was making a lot more money from just playing music that I'm doing right now.
Okay.
Yeah, which is why I had to take a day job lah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, and also like it also like synergizes with like, oh, I'm at this age of my life, I cannot live month to month anymore lah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how do you plan for things if you don't have a salary? And how do you like live in this like Singapore system if you don't have CPF? Like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So you used to you were a full-time musician.
Yeah, full-time freelance law. Yeah. So
Okay.
there's like no CPF. Yeah, just living by like God's grace.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I'm still living under God's grace.
Yes, of course.
But at
Of
least
course.
there's another 3 letters there, CPF, which is cool. Thank you.
Tell us what you do for a living.
Oh, okay. I do a lot of things, but right now, I work for this company called Soul Drama Entertainment, which is like it's a MINDEF related organization.
Yeah.
So it encompasses like Power 98, Pioneer Magazine, and a music and drama company, which
Okay.
was like the old army. Like, remember your passing out parade, the recruits night? Yeah, that's about it. That's like the only thing most people have an inkling about what MDC is.
Yeah.
We're not under the army anymore. Well, we're under MINDEF. So I mean, we're all there as civilians now, lor. No one is a DXO. No one
Okay.
is uniform personnel anymore. So, and what I do on a daily is like mix music for MDC shows, or there's this new lifestyle platform that's coming out. I won't name it yet because it's as of filming it has not been launched yet.
Okay.
So and by right, you're not supposed to know that this is this is part of MINDEF lah. This
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
So I do content for that. So it's a
Okay.
lot of lifestyle content, very very minimal MINDEF messaging.
So
yeah,
you
that's
heard
about
it here first.
I won't name the thing. It's an Oasis song.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's about it. That's what I do. And on the side, I still play music.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't play as much as I used to
Mm.
because of like circumstances and like the way the industry is now.
So before that, you when you were a full-time freelance musician, no CPF.
Yeah lah. I mean, if you're like technically you are your own business, right?
Yeah. So do you start like your own company name and all that, or they just
I have my own company, but I only use it for like billing and stuff.
Okay.
Do my own thing lah.
Yeah.
Like if I do mixing work on my own or album production work on my own, I would funnel that through that company lah, not
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
Okay, since we're on that topic, right? Why don't we talk about that? I would say that you've been drumming like professionally. I would say
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
since our secondary school days.
But you know, being professional only means you draw a salary from what you do. It doesn't mean you're good at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could have professionals who really suck.
Yeah, they're like professional people who are like, who shouldn't be professionals lah.
But
You
you,
know what I mean?
where do you fall? Where do you come in?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I wouldn't say I was professional until I was 17.
Okay.
Like when I was like in my first like legit band, we like got real money to play gigs and stuff.
Yeah.
This was in 2000 and I would like to say 2004.
When you were 17,
yeah,
right?
so right after O's, waiting to go into poly. And so like the first 2 years of poly, I was in this band.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and then like whoa, like my first overseas gig and my first
Yeah.
like whatever like, you know, like so like yeah, I feel like that's where my professional career started lah, 17. Because everything else before that is just practice, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just leading
Yeah,
up
yeah.
to this thing. Yeah. Yeah, this band was The Observatory.
How do you get that gig? In The
I
Observatory.
I auditioned. I think for people of our generation, right? So people born in like the late 80s.
Yeah.
Like this is like Observatory is like legit the first ever band we hear like, whoa, this is from Singapore.
Yeah.
Like, cause previously you can of course there's still music from Singapore lah. It's just that the level of like craft is just not as refined.
Yeah.
Like it's very raw.
Like I remember the solos, the drums. It was like
it's too
crisp.
raw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause like they legit put money into it, man. Even back then there weren't local bands that would get local record deals lah. But
Yeah.
like they were one of the only bands to get distribution by Universal Music. It like brought Singaporean music down a path where like, yeah, it's okay to not be super radio,
Yeah.
you know, or which has good and bad things that come along with it lah. Which like, yeah, I mean, I have so many things to say about it, but like, But then like if you want normal people to care about Singaporean music, right?
Yeah.
It has to be like super like relatable, right?
Yeah. Can you define what do you mean
Or
by
like
that? Very poppy
like,
or
yeah, very poppy. Like I would say like the easiest point of reference now would be like the Sam Willows.
yeah.
Like that is it. Well, that's the international pop radio sound that
Yeah.
I mean it's very like everybody can accept it lah.
Yeah.
I mean whether you like it or not,
Yeah.
you can accept it lah.
Yeah.
Right?
So I went for a Little Mix concert.
Yeah, yeah.
And Sam
I
Willows.
really like Little Mix too, man. It's dope.
This was in 2015, and Sam Willows opened. So this was the first time I was exposed to their music. So I think, like you say, they had a very easy on the ears kind of sound, like something that you can keep listening to, like pop music lah.
Yeah, yeah. That's like I would feel like that's your textbook like pop group act.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and we never had it happen like that until they came onto the scene. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I feel like that's what was lacking in Singapore music all the way until there.
Mm.
Because like no one bothered to like, hey, let's go like full on into this pop thing and try to like not be so like conscious about we have to be like indie or like cool or
Yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like no one else had done it before them, at least in my eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've been around for a while. So Observatory set it set a trend among Singaporean musicians to want to sound like you don't have to be like you don't have to sound like what's on the radio
Yeah.
to like kind of be good. So that was cool, like
Yeah.
getting flown here and there and like
Paid.
getting
Sweet.
paid, the band getting paid, like pay for our flights, pay for our hotel, like that's cool, you know what I mean? Like when you're 17, that's like
Oh yeah.
it's
Amazing.
cool. I
It's
get
like the
to,
dream.
It's like the first time I ever get to go to Thailand.
Yeah.
Was because of work.
Yeah.
First time I ever got to go to Japan because of work.
Oh man.
Because of them,
Yeah.
Observatory also. Like there's so many places that I've been to for the first time because of work. So like that's where I started and it just kept building and building and building from there.
I think there was like a Mother's Day article in the Straits Times live section.
Yeah.
Then you were with your mom.
Yeah.
So
I remember that. I had
and
really
then-
big hair.
yeah,
remember.
you had the afro, and then it said at the time that you left the observatory because of creative differences. Tell us why you left the observatory.
Yeah, so it's I mean, at the end of the day also it's like okay, so a bit of context, like I was the youngest guy in the band. I
Yeah.
was like 17, 18 at the time, right?
Yeah.
And everybody else was at least 30 something. So
Yeah.
it's like at least a 10-year gap between anybody else in the band and me. So for them to like want to lion this child, right? If I put myself in their shoes now,
Yeah.
because I'm the age now,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, whoa, this is a child lah. I don't want to deal with you lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and I was going through like my own like I had my own teething issues about being a pro musician lah,
Yeah.
right? And things I hadn't figured out for myself yet at the time. So I don't blame them for like I don't blame anybody for what happened. So I think it had to happen.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course I learned so much from them and I learned so
Yeah.
much from being in that band, but yeah lah, I just felt like I wasn't ready as a person
Yeah.
to be in that band.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll find out the impact or the effect
Yeah.
that leaving the observatory had on you
Yeah.
after this break.
Yeah.
Pause.
Break. It's a break.
Okay, Adam.
Yeah, what's up?
So back to the discussion. How
what's up?
did leaving the observatory, what impact did that have on you, your professional career, your outlook on the industry?
I feel like at that point in time in my young life, like it was a big part of my identity because I felt like, oh, I'm cool because of this
Yeah.
band. But then so when you have that taken away from you, you feel like, whoa, this is like one of the first I would feel like car crash moments
Yeah.
that people
Yeah.
have to go through in their lives.
Yeah.
And I feel like, okay, this is a super learning experience. Like, do you feel like it makes you question whether you really want to do this or not.
Yeah.
So at the time, I still felt like, let's just keep going because I like this music thing. Yeah, it was like two things like back to back. Like it was like I got fired from another gig
Yeah.
previous to getting fired from the observatory, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I felt like, whoa, like what am I doing in my life? Like, am I really cut out for this?
Is this really what I'm supposed to be doing?
Is this really what I'm supposed to be doing in my life? And then I'm like, And then like, no, like just gotta keep doing it lah. Like people only see, like when you look at successful people or like successful musicians or whoever lah, like you only see the successes you see, but you don't see how many times they failed.
Yeah.
Or how many times they've like had to pick themselves up again from like a massive like car crash moment lah. Yeah, so I felt like those two things in succession, and then it was just really like soul crushing at the time, especially like you're still kind of like in your early 20s, 20 even, or 20, or even just turning. Because I remember I had not gone to NS yet, so this was like 19 years old, right? You're still a teenager.
You're still figuring out who you are.
You're still pretty like unaware of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this made me very aware of certain things about myself lah. Yeah. So
let's talk about the time you you mimed for Taufik's DVD.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that was like, I knew the producer of the album, Jason Tan.
Yeah.
Who is also in October, so that's why I got on to that gig for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, this was in a really funny time in music in Singapore, I guess, where like he was the first ever Singapore idol, and like they didn't really know what to do with like what he should put out and stuff. So they felt like the safest thing to do was to do like a karaoke DVD, but shot as a concert.
Yeah.
So let's not actually play the music live and let's pretend to play. So okay, cool. I mean, that's like the only time I've ever had to do that in my life.
I remember we were at your place and then you were talking about it with your mom, and then you're saying, hey, you know, I'm miming now. I've reached a certain point of my career.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because like, I mean...
Was it even your drumming? No, right?
Yeah, no, it wasn't my drumming. It was like, it's just the album lah. I followed the album.
Yeah.
And it's mime lah. It's like, I think every person in the world, like, or every artist in the world goes through a phase where they have to do that.
Mime?
Like, yeah. Like, if you're like on top of the pops on BBC, it's all fake also. It's all mime. NDP, everything is mime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Most pop acts mime. You know what I mean? Like, it's just facts. It's like, if you don't want it to go wrong, you have to mime lah, right? Yeah.
So this is funny. Like so when you're talking about they didn't know what they wanted to do about the first Singapore Idol, do you think it would be different now? Do you think Singapore needs another Singapore Idol?
I wouldn't say no to... I wouldn't like protest lah and say it's a total waste of time if they had the competition again now. But like, I think with the way like people consume media, it's like totally different now. Like, who watches TV? No one. Yeah. So no one really watches like conventional Channel 5 whatever anymore lah. Like people are on a on-demand diet now lah. Like they want to watch what they want to watch when they want to watch it lah. So something like a singing competition doesn't work on that format anymore, right? Like let's take The Voice in Australia for example. Like people still watch terrestrial TV like quite like religiously, so that's why that still works there. Yeah. But like of all like my group, like my peer group or the people I associate with or the people I meet on a day-to-day basis, like no one really watches like terrestrial TV anymore as like their main source of like main consumption of entertainment. Right? So I'm saying if they want to spend money and do Singapore Idol again, cool. But I just don't think it'll have the same reach as it did back then. Because back then, like you had to watch terrestrial TV. There was no...
all you had.
Yeah. So that's the reason, no. And like, I mean, Idol in itself is a popularity contest, not purely talent based. So it's like voting and right? So, I mean, it kind of builds a following for a singer. Like, it's an accelerated process to get famous lah. Right? But what you do with it after you win is up to you lah.
I think that's the same for like American Idol. Right? Like sometimes it's the people who come in like second place who last, not the first.
Or like the one that really made it is just Kelly Clarkson. Yeah. I mean, I don't know because we're so far away from America, right? We don't know, like, there could be like
Kelly and Carrie. Carrie Underwood.
There could be like American success that we are totally unaware of because we're like so far away, right? Like, I know lots of talented people that go nowhere.
Yeah.
And I know like like not so talented people who are there lah. You know what I mean? But
Okay, we want you to name all of them one by one. Nah, just kidding.
no, it's like it's not just about singing, man. It's about being. It's like it's your ability. It's a skill to be a famous person.
Yeah.
It's a skill to be able to sell yourself. Like not just to sell your what you can do, but who you are as a person. You
Yeah.
know, or like how do you position yourself to like, hey, I can sing, so I can do this for you,
Yeah.
like me. I can do these songs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just like, oh, I can sing, and I'm entitled to like whatever because I'm a great singer. No,
Yeah.
doesn't work that way. I just think that like Singapore, as like a nation, is like we're so caught up in like this import mentality of like we have to import our entertainment. We have to have this like it's colonial baggage lah, basically.
Yeah.
Like outside is always better than inside.
Yeah.
Because that is in our DNA, you see.
Yeah.
It's been what is been programmed. So if you have that mindset already, it's very hard for like
To just be accepting
No,
of
no,
local
it's not-
talent.
well, to maybe, but or like to have room to like foster or nurture like Singaporeans to do the thing.
Yeah.
Because you always feel like, never mind lah, we just go China and get. Or never mind lah, we just go Taiwan and get. Or never mind lah, we just get an American band or a UK band that does it better already.
Yeah.
But like because like that's for us lah. We're a young nation that has always had to import our entertainment.
Yeah.
So like, and I think Singaporeans are just very impatient. So like, if we can import it already, why nurture the one we have already? Like, where's the value in that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't see the value, the perceived value of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So therein lies the problem lah. Like if we're not giving the room to like try new things and try to get to a high standard on our own,
Yeah.
then this is what you get lah. Like just cheesy knockoffs of like whatever you see on like you see American Idol, then you okay, so the producer will say, the MediaCorp producer will say, okay, we have to copy this, but we don't know how to do it, so we just try anyhow lah, okay? And it kind of looks the same, okay it looks like American Idol, but not really, right? Because you didn't have to like come up with it on your own.
Yeah.
You know, so you don't.
There isn't the
like-
drive to want to make it
so
like really work.
So so that applies to like anything else in music or in the arts in Singapore lah. I feel like there isn't room for you to like develop whatever Singaporean sound or thing because like there's so much out there already that we can easily make reference to and just like, oh, but they do it like that already, just do it like that lor. Just copy them lah. So yeah, I still feel like Singapore is a very young nation, so we need time to like. I think that's why it's been like our growth has been stunted all the time. It's growing at such a slow pace because like I think the capability is there, definitely the talent is definitely there. Yeah, like not just music, but like in every aspect. It's just that people don't want to give you a voice or don't want to like
Give you a chance.
don't want to give you a chance to like just be and fail, you know, because everything
It
is
has to
like
be
about
perfect.
winning. Yeah, everything is about like succeeding and winning and not about failing. Yeah, because you can't learn from succeeding. What? You only learn from failing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's deep, man.
yeah.
Okay, Adam. So both your parents are quite involved in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
industry.
music,
They're
yeah.
like pros.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
what benefit of insight do you feel you have that other people in the industry maybe may not?
Well, I feel like if your parents do a thing and you want to do that thing too, at least they can help you get along faster. You can just be in their environment and you can just be a sponge and like, oh, this is how my dad does this. This is how my mom does this. This is how they interact with people.
Yeah.
This is how it's supposed to be. So you just become that lah.
Yeah.
And then this becomes part of your life.
So
and
you're
then like,
something-
oh, okay. So it's like it kind of falls into place that, oh, I also want to do music lah, because like I see what you do, what my parents do, and I really like it, and it's like part of my life. I'll follow my dad to shows every weekend. I follow my mom to all the shows and hang, like the hang is always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I fell into being a musician lah.
You learn
Like,
how to behave lah.
yeah, as in like
According to
I
the
wouldn't say
industry.
behave lah. I wouldn't say. I just say like I would like to think that like you're already like from young, exposed to it already, so you understand it because you just had the time to be there and be in it. Yeah, cause like like for someone who's on the outside, you have to like, as an adult or as a young adult, try to figure these things out quickly. You know what I mean? You have to figure out like, oh, how do I talk to musicians, or how do I, talk to musicians in a way that's like not so self-serving, or like just how, like, it's all about the hang. Like, how can you hang with musicians? It's weird. It's a weird kind of hang for someone who hasn't grown up in it or hasn't done it for a long time. Like if you haven't gone to music school. I think music school is a good way to like get yourself into the industry, because you meet so many people. You meet many contemporaries who end up being your colleagues next time lah. So like with having musical like parents who are musical, I think that's the only benefit lah. Like you can see the lifestyle from like the good and the bad of it, and it's really up to you whether you still want to pursue it. Because I kind of feel like I didn't have a choice. Like I didn't really do well in school. I felt like this would make me happy, and even though you don't earn like the most money doing it, like at least you'd be happy, you know. As a young person, thinking that okay, just do it lah. But now as an adult, I'm thinking like, happiness is cool, but like being stable is also like cool too, right? So I think this is a good compromise, like where I am right now.
Do you feel like in a different market like America, you would be able to gamble a bit more and not have a full-time job?
I would think that like what I was doing before I took my full-time would be able to sustain me in America, because like there's just more volume. It's a pure numbers game. Like in Singapore, before I took my full-time job, so I was working towards like pivoting into becoming like a record producer. So not just being a musician right, but doing production and working with artists and stuff, right? So that's like another way I'm also like moving towards lah. Like I've never done this part of the business before. Like try to come up with a plan. Try to try to do a thing. You know, because like being on the musician side, like you feel like, oh, we should be doing this. But when you're actually like
planning,
coming down to your like
strategy,
like this is tough, man. Like in Singapore, I'll be like lucky to work with 3 a year. You know what I mean? And that's like wow already. But in America or like Australia even, I could do
every
like
month.
I could do like 1 a month. That's 12 a year. You know what I mean? That's like wow. And then you can earn money from that lah. You can survive. You're not gonna be rich, but you can survive lah. And then if you throw like playing on top of that, it's a comfortable-ish living. I mean, within like managing expectations lah, but at least you're doing what you love every day. I personally couldn't do that here. I mean, I think there's some people who are like certain producers in Singapore who are like, I can totally do this full time, because like I do publishing deals, I write songs to sell, like, all this stuff. Like they don't just like work with artists, like they are their own artists kind of, and then they nurture other artists, and they do
kind of like Ryan Tedder.
Okay.
So like they write their own songs, they also
they also
perform,
sell
they sing,
songs,
and they sell. Or like Bruno Mars for Adele, stuff like that.
Like things like that. Like there are people like that in Singapore. Like they're just like not as like, it's quite low key lah. Especially for the Taiwan market. Like there are a lot of songwriters that do that too.
I have a poly classmate. His name is Kenny Koo.
Oh, Kenny,
He goes by Feng Zhe or something.
Yeah, Kenny. Yeah, he's in Taiwan now lah.
Yeah, he seems like he's doing okay. I remember when we were in school together, you were saying something like, on this topic of like, doing something that you love full time. You said something along the lines of, your real passion cannot be your full time job. Because if you spend like your whole life doing your passion, it doesn't become your passion anymore.
Yeah, it becomes your job lah. Because because if you do the job that is your passion, your job never stops. You see, there's no weekend from it. You Monday to Friday, 8 to 5. That is your space of time. And then whatever you do after that is you. But if what makes you happy also makes you earn money, it's like this fine line where like, do I compromise my art to make money? But I need to make money, but I don't want to compromise my art.
So did you have that struggle?
Not really. I mean, I've always had
Have you ever sold out, Adam?
No, there's no such thing as selling out, man. It's only buying in.
Please explain that. Explain it.
Yeah, like you just have to get over this like this myth sold to you that every artist has to be starving. No, what?
Yeah.
you know like people have to eat, people have to survive. Like if you want to go through this like starving artist trope, then like power to you. I mean, if you want to go through that, if that helps your art, cool. But I mean, that's just not reality for everyone, lah. So I mean, reality is I have bills to pay. I may or may not have kids in the future.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to have kids in the future, lah. You know. Give me a second. My phone's ringing.
Sure. It's a phone call.
International call. Not picking that up.
Okay, so in 2014,
Yeah.
there was I think an article in Today, an interview with Brandon Khoo, and then he said this about you. So the question was, are there any young drummers that Singapore should look out for? His answer was Adam Shah. He has a lot of potential. He's got a great groove, a real flair. His dad and mom are in entertainment, so maybe there's something there. But he is a drummer that I really like at the moment. Give credit where credit is due. Adam is getting a lot of gigs and he's getting recognized. And I've heard him play. He gets the job done very well. Yeah, I think Adam has done quite well since he returned from his studies in Australia with the Sam Willows, Vanessa Fernandez and Charlie Lim. I think there are a lot of reasons why people use him. One, you have to be easy to work with. Two, you have to know how to play to meet their needs. If he keeps this up, he can go really far. So this was in 2014. So 5 years on, what do you think about what he said?
I mean, it's the same lah. I'll give that advice to any person who's starting in the industry, lor.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just about the ability. It's about whether you can understand why this person is asking you to do this. Because sometimes it can be so nebulous if nothing is in context.
Please explain that for somebody.
Yeah, like, cause like if you don't understand why a certain artist will ask you to play a certain way, like, cause some artists are not trained, like
they go by feel.
They don't know the terms, so they tell you, oh, play more like this, play more like X, but you don't know what X means.
Yeah.
So like you have to try to find ways to like relate what you do in their context. Yeah, so it's all about finding ways to fit yourself into someone else's like vision.
Yeah.
Or like at least like help steer them into a place where you both can like come to a common understanding lah. Yeah, so I feel like, I mean, this is in the realm of like being a session musician.
Yeah.
Where like you're playing for different artists and stuff. Yeah, so because every artist is different, right?
Yeah.
Like playing for Sezairi and playing for Charlie. It's like two totally different worlds, right?
Yeah.
Two totally different like flavors, you know what I mean?
We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to like music. Do you think there's anybody in the industry right now that we should be looking out for?
I like. I mean, I feel a bit disconnected right now because I'm like I've got a day job and like, whatever. I don't play so much, and I only like kind of hang with like a certain segment of the scene.
Yeah.
I like all the heavy bands now, like the heavy-ish bands that like the Baybeats kinds of bands now, like I Devotion. They're a cool band. I was a Baybeats judge like maybe 2 years ago.
Cool.
Yeah, so like a lot of those bands are really cool.
Did you come across a band called Cadence?
Yeah. They're cool. Yeah, they're cool. They're a cool band. Who else is cool? I mean, like the hot band now is Disco Q lah.
Okay.
That's cool. They're a cool band. They're like 90s throwback, which is like everything now, right?
Caracal?
Yeah, I mean, but
Caracal is like...
Caracal is cool, man.
I feel like they've reached the...
And they've evolved. Because they're all like our age too,
Yeah.
All the dudes in the band. Now there's a girl in the band, which is cool. It's a totally different energy lah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they
it's a
are...
great band, man.
Yeah, that's a band that I'm proud to...
Yeah, see, Singaporean, man.
Yeah.
Because they do everything themselves also, you see, which is like very, very respectable, you know.
What do you mean by everything? What's the everything?
I mean, they record themselves, they mix themselves, they do their own... I mean, they're not signed to a major label, so like their management is not management in the classic sense where like the manager will go and hustle for you.
Yeah.
They still hustle for themselves, like, but their management just does all like the admin and all like, oh, let's book the flights or like for them, you know what I
Mm.
mean? But they still pay for it themselves, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and this is really like their passion project lah. Because like, dude, they're not making tons of money doing this.
But they're
Like-
so good.
Yeah, they're
I feel like
great.
they're
Yeah, they're
so
great.
good. Like I think
they're great.
when they were
Yeah.
teasing the release of the new stuff, then they showed like they did like they split the
Snippets, right?
instruments,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And then
yeah.
hearing Martin's drums,
Yeah,
that was
it's
sick. It's
cool.
like,
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean,
So
yeah,
good.
so like, and they come out with all that stuff on their own, you see.
Yeah.
It's not like they don't have like a major label person telling them, oh,
Yeah.
you should do this, because all the artists we do for and overseas, they do it this way. So like,
They are their own
it's cool,
bosses.
yeah, it's cool.
I think when they changed their lead singer, I wasn't aware until I saw like the latest music video where
Yeah,
it was
it's a girl, yeah.
the girl singing.
What's the name of Rachel, is it? I think so. lah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I think we're just about wrapping up. It's where you are right now in life. It's not quite where you picture yourself being
Yes.
when you were 30, right? So I feel like you're like me, like we're part of the generation where we grow up on American TV where there's a lot of stuff about, follow your dreams, chase your dreams,
Yeah.
and the money will follow.
No, that's like a millennial thing, man. Like, that was the dream that was sold to us, lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, as kids,
Yeah.
like, try your hardest,
Mm.
and you can be whatever you want to be.
Yeah.
And just follow your dreams, because, like, that's what makes you
Happy, right? Because happiness is what is the most important thing.
Yeah.
That's what was
But
sold
then-
to us lah.
But then, like, as adults, you find out that, like, yeah lah, being happy is cool, but it's okay to be not happy sometimes. And it's like, it's okay to, like, do something you hate for a while.
Yeah.
Or it's like, or like what, like, how do you define success, or how do you define happiness? It's all up to yourself, you see.
Yeah.
Like, so personally, like, being happy is like, yeah, I get to do music things,
Yeah.
because music things make me happy, right?
Yeah.
In like the simplest of terms.
Mm.
But the context can be like not the ideal one. Like,
Mhm.
I do corporate things now, like I do corporate videos for
Yeah.
MINDEF,
Yeah.
or like, or I write music for commercials,
Oh.
or like little segments for animations,
Yeah.
or like things that my company wants to put out. Like,
Yeah.
it's not the self-indulgent thing that I want to do lah.
Yeah.
It's work.
Yeah.
It's like, put out this content because it has to be put out.
Yeah.
So okay lah, that's cool. I mean, there are other skill sets that I'm learning that I feel are enriching myself as a human. So that is success to me lah. Like,
Yeah.
I'm doing this and earning money from it, and not like worrying about like whether I can survive in the next 6 months or not lah. But your dreams can change, right, as you age.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you're a father now, so
Yeah.
like, I mean, like, your dreams will definitely like not change totally, but be molded slightly by like this new addition in your life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like all the circumstances that enter our life like change the context of our being, you see.
Mm.
So therefore the dreams also must change, right?
Yeah. I think early on in our conversation you were saying that
Mm.
you have experience.
Like, I've done things, yeah.
Yeah, but you're saying you haven't quite achieved the dream, these industry ambitions lah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what are some of these things that you
Or like,
you still
like
want to
playing
do?
for like a super A-list artist and like going on tour for like a year.
Yeah.
I'm friends with the bass player on the Jackie Chung tour, world tour. That was
Yeah.
like an 18th one tour, man.
Yeah.
Like, bye.
Yeah.
Like, see you. And then
Yeah.
like get to see the world, get to play like really dope music.
Yeah.
And then like get like good money also lah. Yeah, that's all I want to do lah. Just travel the world, play music. Like, for me, the dream gig has always been like Maxwell or like Justin Timberlake or like that level lah of
Okay.
gig, you know, like as a human now lah, as a 32-year-old human,
Yeah.
like I want to play music like that lah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And here's hoping that hopefully in a couple of years when I catch up with you, you would have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we're still alive lah.
Let's
Let's end it on a really morbid note.
This has just taken a really dark turn. So thank you, Adam. It's been nice being your friend. And thank you for doing this. Do you have any last words?
No.
Cool.